be here too much longer after the fourth horseman gets here. And so, could be a year or so, and just hanging in for the Lord to take care of his people and remove his warriors, his first group, 144,000 off the earth at that time. If not, the other half will be going through martial law. Hi Sherry, how are you? I have a few questions about the reptilians in the event of 2012. Is it true the reptilians are on top of the New World Order? Yes. Where do they live? The reptilians live everywhere, most notably in the desert regions of Asia and the Middle East. How many are they? Probably millions. I know that there's a base in Libya. I don't know the name of the desert. It's the Libyan desert, and there's a base underneath it, and they have what's the white reptilians, and these are supposedly the way top rulers of the reptilians, because most of the reptilians are green lizard-looking beings, but there's supposedly a base of white ones in Libya. I know that they have a main base in Asia, and I was going to talk about it next week when I bring up more of the teachings of the New Age and stuff, and more about my training next week. But there's millions of them, folks, and they also live off the earth. They live on, mostly the Greys and the other beings live off the earth. I think most of the reptilians, the lizards, dominate the bases on earth and under the earth, and the Greys and the Anics and the other types of beings are dominating the hollow planets around us and the moons. What's the alien agenda? The alien agenda is the New World Order agenda. What will happen on December 21st, 2012? Despite what the Mayans think, if you want to put a date on something, you can't put a date on anything because the Lord doesn't live in linear time. I think you're looking at the Armageddon in December of 2012. How much the natural disaster will affect our planet? You can read Revelation 21 and 22 to see that. Which country will be safe to live? None. How to survive in 2012? If you survive till 2012, and there will be survivors, because the Lord talks about survivors entering into the millennial kingdom, people who survived living through the tribulation period. Just the fact, the only way to survive is to get out of the cities, because they're going to be going door to door in cities, destroying cities, martial law coming to America. If you were going to be a survivor of the tribulation period, I would think you would have to live below the equator. Because anywhere north of the equator is just going to be hell on earth. So it's like South America, places like that. Because I just, America's going to be a mess from one end to the other, and so is Europe and the rest of the countries north of the equator. Hey there, Sherry. Hello. I know for a fact I have seen visions of the Anunnaki landing, but I believe there are others who are coming that are going to look like us. Yeah, they're just tall. They're humanoids. Will the reptilians reveal themselves? Well, when the veil's lifted, none of them can hide. We're going to be seeing them exactly as they are. That's why I've been saying you're getting all this conditioning on TV now. People, humans coexisting with animal beings, we're getting conditioning on commercials and television now because that's how it's going to be later. There's no more veil to hide them. See, right now they can hide behind hieroglyphics and cloaking and stuff, cloaking devices, to where a reptilian can look human. Imagine where those cloaking devices no longer work, and so you're just working next to these lizard beings. And also the Anunnaki who are on Nibiru, are those the Draconians or a different kind of race? The Anunnaki on Nibiru are Goliaths. There you go, just Goliaths, blonde Goliaths. They're huge. They're like 9 foot tall, blonde, blue eyes. They're humanoids. The Draconians are dragons. They're dragon beings. That's Satan's class. Satan's a dragon. Satan's a Draconian. They are the moth. People have referred to them as Mothmen. The black capes, the red eyes. These are the dragon race. And then you have the ones like Nibiru that are the Anics, the humanoids. Best thing Samuel always told people off the say. How can I be a disinfo agent? You couldn't even make this stuff up. I mean, how would you be able to just pull this stuff Off the top of your head. I mean, oh, man. Yeah, because it says, who the best things happen. You've always told people off who say you're a disinfo agent. Truly not something I aspired to do. Growing up as a child, to be a lady in my early 40s trying to warn people of alien beings coming to Earth. Not something I ever aspired to do. Alright, so yeah. This is different types of races, folks, because, how do you... I've got this in my articles, the differences between the Jedi and the Draconians and the Annex and all that. And to just break it down, this is what I believe. Based on what the things I've seen, things the Lord has showed me, things He's told me, things I've read in Enoch, is that there were two different rebellions. Satan's rebellion on Earth, when he wanted to become like the Most High God, and the Lord judged him for that. Now, his judgment at that time was partial. It was never a full judgment. It will come into a full judgment when he is finally chained and cast into hell forever, eternity. But for now, he's usually let go. The Lord uses him for His own purposes. But part of his judgment back then was to lose his angelic looks, and that's why he has to shapeshift now and use hieroglyphic devices to look human. He can be a woman, he can be a man, he can be an animal. Satan can be anything he wants. He's a shapeshifter. He can morph. Kids recognize what that is. Identify with morphing. He can morph, and his angels can too. But if he wasn't morphing and he would just be Satan after being judged, he would just be this dragon lizard-looking being. These lizards, these snakes, these reptiles are all the same type of being. And that's what his body is. And then you have these Anunnakis, these humanoids that are 8 and 9 foot tall, that look like us. They're just huge. They're just Goliaths. They are the Watchers, I believe, from Enoch describes the Watchers' rebellion. How 200 of these officers, these angelic officers, were looking down on Earth, and it was their assignment to watch over Earth and protect Earth. But they started lusting after the daughters of men, and so they made a pact amongst themselves. They would come down and start mingling with daughters of men. They figure, well, if one of us, I'm not going to do it, but we'll all do it together. We'll all sin together, and we'll all get in trouble together. I don't know if there's safety in numbers or what that was. They all ended up getting judged for that. But they also influenced thousands of the troops that they were in charge of. So you're looking at maybe 200,000 angelic beings leaving heaven to come to Earth and mingle with human women. And that's how they started breeding and creating a hybrid race on Earth. When they were judged, they didn't lose their angelic looks. They still kind of they kept their angelic looks. They were cast out of heaven, and they were limited. They lost their angelic powers and things like that, but they didn't lose their looks. So where Satan lost his looks, this and his rebellion, and all those that were in that rebellion with Satan, these Anunnaki didn't. And so that's why you'll have humanoid aliens, and then these really ugly types of aliens. And this Sananda, Asu, Emmanuel, and this Maitreya coming, they're part of Satan's original rebellion. And that's why they have to have human-looking bodies to operate in, because they're just the tall, grayish type-looking beings. I don't know. I know that this Christ Michael that's coming is a tall gray, because he admits he is, and so I put his picture on my website. And this Sananda and Maitreya, I don't know if they're reptilians or greys or exactly what they are either, but they're all